My dear children, today we are going to discuss the topic from the 8th standard, how the camel got his hump, second part. Before going to discuss this topic, let me recall the first part what we discussed in the previous class. When the word had started, that time almost all the animals started to work for the man, like horse, the dog, and the ox. These, the animals, they were helping the man by carrying the loads and some other things also there. But very interesting thing is that the camel who lived in the desert and it was spending the time like anything, and it was not helping the man here, and it ate only thorns and some freckles, and it was not helping towards the man here. Man has assigned the work to all these animals, but only the camel was not doing. If anybody would go there to ask to do any work, it would reply only one word, hump. And for this reason, all these three animals became so much unhappy, and one by one they asked him to work, but it did not come over there. And finally, they have decided, means all the three animals decided, they went to the man to complain against the camel. They thought they would get a positive note here, but instead of that one, it's a very sad thing is that the man had given double work to make up camel work. It means here they have to work to compensate camel's work. By listening the decision, these three animals became so much frustrated, and they were not happy with the man's decision, and they held a panchayat. There also they could not get a good result, and at the end they have decided to meet Zin, who was the in charge of all desert. There they complained that the camel actually was not helping to us here, and it was simply spending the time by eating thorns and prickles. After listening to their complaints, Jin decided to have a word with camel, and this is the reason he started to roll towards the desert, where camel was just looking at his own reflection in the pool of water. That time what happened, Zin came and asked the question, my dear friend, what is this? I hear of you are doing no work. What's the problem with you? Because of your laziness or the idle nature, these three animals got extra work since Monday morning. What's your opinion about this one? My dear children, you must realize he was in charge of the desert. Everybody must listen his words. But whenever he was talking with the camel, camel replied only one word, that is hump. Now, as soon as he listened the word hump, Zin became so much angry, and he replied, I should not say that again if I were you. Means here, in that position, if I were there, I could not tell these words here. If you will tell once again this one, I want you to work here. It became, angry to the jinn. That's the reason he started to talk like that. But after listening the word, the camel replied again, hump. As soon as it replied the word hump, jinn has given a punishment and he has given a curse the camel. As soon as he cursed the camel on his back, what happened? It started to pop up into a big hump here. And now jinn started to talk here. Do you see that? That's your own hump that you have brought it upon yourself, because by not doing work here. Today is Thursday. You have done no work since Monday. Now you have to do the work. So without taking much time, you must go and join those three animals and you have to start the work here. Now after listening the words of Zin, the camel realized its mistake. First time, instead of saying again and again the word hump, now it started to talk. It started that, how can I, with this hump on my back, I work here? That time, Jinn replied, this is a hump, it has its own purpose. Means you have to do the work for next 3 days without eating. That time, what will happen? The hump is none other than, it is, it will provide a food. So without eating, you can manage on this hump only for next 3 days here. And this is I have given in the form of punishment. Now what you have to do here? You must come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave properly. And as soon as it listened the words by Zin, the camel went away to join the tree. From that day, this camel always wears a hump here. And Jinn said that the hump of the camel would disappear when he would learn to behave properly. And finally, it went to join the tree and started to work with them. But still, you must realize that, my dear children, the camel has not learned how to behave properly. So, from the author's point of view, that is Rudyard Kipling, brings out the theme of the laziness effectively. The main idea here is to make the readers to understand the importance of hard work, and laziness will not lead us to success here. So this is the author wanted to bring to our knowledge here. I hope you got the lesson. Thank you, children.